this is just out of context, but do you know the pothead player from Elden Ring? Sun Raku and the pothead guy literally are the same person. They're like half naked down, and then they just got a mask on top, and they're like overly OP, which was really funny because I was like, literally the same person. What's up, guys? I am just doing laundry at the moment because there's too much to do today, especially with chores. I've been stuck up on watching Shangri-La Frontier, but I'm already like episode 21 or 22, I think, and it's so good for like one season as well. So I'm probably gonna continue to binge watch it, and then later this afternoon there's gonna be a youth what's it called, like a youth service for my church, so I'll be heading there later this afternoon. I'm just pretty much just waiting for my brother before we go. But yeah, that's kind of the plan today. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Somebody's neighbor. These two forces are constantly fighting each other, so you are not free to carry out your good intentions. But when you're directed by the Spirit, you're not under obligation to the law of Moses. When you follow the desires of your sinful nature, the results are very clear: sexual immorality, impurity, lustful pleasures, idolatry, sorcery, hostility, quarreling, jealousy, outbursts of anger, selfish ambition, dissension, division, envy, drunkenness, wild parties, and other sins like these. Let me tell you again, as I have before, that anyone living that sort of life will not inherit the kingdom of God. I want you right now to close your eyes. Every person, close your eyes.
How can I preach the gospel to my friends at work, or my friends at school, or how can I do that without being cringe?
Without being weird.
And just a weirdo, yeah. How can I do that?
Yeah, it's great. Well, firstly, if you want to preach in your school, ask Toyi and those guys, because they do it every week, and they're every week. It's amazing.
Alexis as well.
But I think, okay, here's the thing: the best sermon you will ever preach is not what you will say. It's the life that you live. Right?
Wow.
Right. And so one of the biggest issues we have, and I think this is why a lot of people feel like it's weird with Christians, is because we have Christians who speak and say one thing, and then they act a completely different way. And that is the worst thing that you could ever do if you want to represent Jesus. And so I would say, first and foremost, before you worry about speaking and preaching the gospel, doing all those things, before you worry about doing any of that, I want to encourage you to think about the life that you're living.
Wow.
So that's not even the worst part of hell. The worst part of hell is eternal separation from God. In other words, you will never be with God because you are separated from God. So God doesn't send you to hell. God allows you to suffer the consequences of your choices. Well, for him to be fully loving, he has to let God will help you with that. So just start talking to God and be honest with God. Sometimes we think that we can't be honest with God because God can't handle our honesty. God can handle your honesty. I've had moments where I get angry, like I'm angry at what's happening, and so it's almost like I'm yelling at God. That's fine. God can handle it. God can handle your emotions. God can handle your weaknesses. God can handle anything. So be honest with God. Because sometimes we come to God, it's like, God, if you're there, maybe you could try and help me with. And we kind of don't really pray honest prayers. I would just be honest. God, that friend sucks. Can you please fix it? You know what I mean? Like, just be, you don't have to be like, God, I know you love them, and you're not. You just be honest. Like, God, this person did this thing of sin. We try and beat it in our own strength. And like I was saying tonight, you can't beat it in your own strength. You can't beat temptation. Maybe once you can beat it, but you can't. You're not strong enough to do it. And so the best tactic, not just for lust, but honestly for any sin, is to run and get as far away from it as you can. So like you imagine, I've taught this so many times, but you imagine there's a line, and this is sin and this is God. The way we approach our lives so often is like, man, how close can I get to the line and still call myself a Christian? And if you live here, you will end up falling over the line and failing at some point. But if your tactic is not how close can I get to sin and still be a Christian, instead it's how close can I get to God. And if I'm running over here to God and I'm getting as close to God as I can, naturally, I'm going to be further away from sin.
Right.
So the tactic with sin or lust or pornography or all these things is not to try and fight it and okay, I won't get tempted today and I won't give in to temptation. No. Run. Just run and get away from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what that
I don't know what concoction we just made. Was putting mayo sauce in the meat ring. What's up, y'all? So it's pretty much the next morning. I fell asleep so tired after I ate. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Pastor Jake had shared really good pointers, especially if you're very new to faith, about lust, about hell and heaven, and about how to preach the gospel in that service last night. It was really good because I actually learned a lot about it too, especially with lust, because it was something I've been dealing with for a long time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.